This video is going to show you how to sew your practice square. So this one I've already sewn. This one is complete. This one, of course, has not been sewn yet. So we're going to work on this one. So I have my needle and thread. I already have it threaded and I already have my knot. So it's a little tricky to see just because the kind of viewing area is a little bit small, but you want to pull the tail. Remember, the tail is the part that's not tied. The tail, let me scooch this, there we go. Now we can see it. You want to pull the tail so it's about half the length of the entire piece of thread. As you sew, this is going to get shorter and shorter, and so you can always keep pulling since there's no knot here. You can always kind of pull it back and forth, whatever direction you need it in. But I have it about halfway right now. So I'm going to take my practice piece of fabric. It's already been dotted for you. These dots are a little bit close to the edge. They should be about 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch in, but this is just practice, so it's fine. So you see it's kind of an L shape. You're gonna fold it in half so that one side has no dots and the other side has all the dots. Then you're gonna take pins. This is a pin. It has a little colored dot on the end. Sometimes they're just silver, but they'll have a little head on the end, which you can tell is different than a needle because needles, of course, have the hole on the end. So these will not go all the way through. So you fold this, then you take a pin, you put the pin in, and then you push it back up again. So a lot of people want to do this. There's a couple reasons you don't want to do that. One, the pin's now just like all over the place, so it's a lot easier to poke yourself. But two, it's really easy for this to slide out by accident. So you're gonna make sure every time you pin, it goes in and then out again. So I've put 2 pins here, which is plenty for a little piece of fabric like this. So I'm gonna start sewing. It does not matter if you start, which end that you start with. So I'll just start over here. So you're gonna poke in at your dot, pull it all the way through. Come from the back. So I'm coming from the back now. I can actually see this circle a little bit, but you can also, if you can't see it, that's okay. You can always just poke through and I can see, oops, it wasn't quite in the right spot. So I can always pull it out and scooch it over a little bit. So that was in the right spot. Now I'm gonna pull all the way through. And I'm gonna do that just a couple more times. And please pull all the way through each time. Sometimes people are like, oh, you know, maybe I'll just do a little bit there and then a little bit here. And then they start to pull through and try to pull both of them at the same time. Sometimes it works. A lot of times it ends up with a knot. Knots are frustrating. You would have to rip out your last few stitches so that you could tie off and start over again. So as you see, it goes basically dash, empty, dash, empty, dash, empty. So that's kind of what you're gonna look like when you're done. Notice on that one, I accidentally pulled a little too tight and it wrinkled like this. If you do that, that's okay. Just go ahead and stretch it out from the end again. Just make sure, I'm gonna teach you how to tie off in a sec, just make sure you stretch it back out again before it's time to tie off. So again, I would go through and I would do all of every other line until it looks like this. When I flip it over, you can see it a little bit better without the dots. You can see it's all dashed like that.